Well, I was. And then they said,
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Excellence in Education Awards. I'm Angelique Nedved, Chief Program Officer at School Smart KC, and it is my great privilege to introduce the awards this evening. We are so pleased you're able to join us tonight for our exciting event, which we are streaming live from Kauffman Stadium. Our finalists and their guests are gathered in person to receive the special recognition this evening. The Excellence in Education Awards started 4 years ago as a way to honor and reward our educators that are having a tremendous impact in our city by working with our youth. And we have awarded over $300,000 directly to teachers, education support personnel, and school leaders working here in Kansas City. It's so important to recognize and honor the voices and stories of our educators and the staff that support our students. Before we get started with this evening's awards, on behalf of the education community in Kansas City, I would like to extend gratitude to Dr. Mark Bedell, Superintendent of Kansas City Public Schools, for his 6 years of service to the schools and students in Kansas City. Dr. Bedell's leadership was instrumental in assisting KCPS to regain accreditation and provide care and support to KCPS students and staff during the complexities of the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you, Dr. Bedell. I would also like to congratulate Dr. Jennifer Collier on being named Interim Superintendent of Kansas City Public Schools. I've worked with Dr. Collier for many years, and I'm so impressed by her dedication to students in our schools and her warmth and professionalism when working with staff. Dr. Collier has served KCPS families for over 2 decades in many roles, including in the classroom, as a building leader, HR leader, and deputy superintendent. I, alongside the rest of the community, look forward to supporting her as she transitions into her new role. Now it is my great honor to introduce our MCs for tonight. Sharnissa Holliday Scott, Director of Educational Systems from Kansas City Public Schools, and Imani Harris, Director of Advocacy for the Missouri Charter Public School Association. Welcome, Sharnissa and Imani.
thanks, Angelique. Working for the Kansas City Public School District, in partnership with School Smart KC, I have witnessed many deserving educators receive recognition through the Excellence in Education Awards. These awards provide more than just a monetary award. They signify years of work and dedication that each finalist has put into their profession and their tireless service in supporting the students in our schools. This year, Thanks to the generous partnership and support of the Royals Charities, we are able to double the number of awards going to public school educators and support staff in Kansas City. We are also excited to announce that this year, all of our individual winners, plus a representative from each team award, will be recognized on the field of Kauffman Stadium at an upcoming Royals game. Winners and their families will receive tickets to the games, courtesy of the Royals Charities. Thank you to the Royals for their generosity and support of educators in Kansas City. Those of us who work within the Kansas City Public Schools witness on a daily basis the quality and commitment of our educators and can say without hesitation that Kansas City attracts exceptional levels of talent into our schools. And this evening's awards are a showcase and a celebration of that talent and of the incredible work that is happening in our schools throughout our city.
That's right, Sharnissa. It's so incredibly important to take the time to acknowledge our educators and support staff. I believe many of us can think of a teacher or remember a school staff member that made a positive difference in our own lives. Perhaps someone who became a role model, an educator who nurtured a true sense of belonging in the classroom, a mentor who showed us that things that seemed impossible to us were in fact possible. Kansas City is a rich city in terms of culture and family diversity. Our learning communities serve students from a wide range of backgrounds and heritages, and through the work I'm involved in, I see on a daily basis the lengths that our educators go to meet Kansas City's children where they are and help them flourish and grow. This doesn't go unnoticed, and tonight we get the opportunity to celebrate some of the individuals that have been changing our students' lives.
That is such a critical component of what we do. The idea that a school is not only about teaching in the classroom, but about meeting the needs of families and community as well. What I love about the Excellence in Education Awards is that it gives us the opportunity to celebrate all the people that make our schools successful and a place of support and strength for our students. From administrators, support teams, and classroom-based teachers.
I totally agree with you. This evening's awards are broken into categories to showcase the breadth and depth of talent and achievement in our schools. We hope that our in-person audience will join us in applauding each award winner, and we hope those of you who have joined us online stay with us to see all of our groups recognized. Let's get started with this evening's awards.
Our first category of the night is that of school principal or leader in a school. School leadership is one of the most challenging roles within the school ecosystem, and our principals are often the first person that families as well as teachers turn to for guidance. Being an exceptional school leader requires knowledge, compassion, strength, and measured thinking. Their leadership provides the example that all other personnel follow. Our principals and school leaders continue to guide us through a pandemic that is reshaping public education. Before I read the list of finalists, I would like to recognize all school leaders in both Kansas City Public Schools and charter public schools for their work over the last year. Thank you. The finalists for the Star Principal Award from a Kansas City public school are Dana Carter, Gladstone Elementary; Dr. Jesse Kirksey, Hartman Elementary, and Brett Schroer, Northeast Middle School.
I've been at Gladstone Elementary now for about 13 years, and it's been so exciting. And the rewards come from basically watching my students and my staff continuously grow over the years. That's been exciting because we started off in a spot that I wasn't quite proud of, but as we have worked through the years, we have become stronger and our students are more passionate about their learning. So that's something that I'm really proud of. It is so important to be an educator in Kansas City because just one individual can make a difference in the student's life. It just takes one teacher, it just takes one principal, one cafeteria manager to make a difference in one student's life. And if we make a difference in one student's life, that can impact generations and generations of families to come. Over the years, I've collected so many more tools to put in my toolbox that helps me to help my teachers learn, helps our kids learn. So I think I'm the same person as far as my heart goes, but I think the tools that I have to carry to increase my teaching and my leadership capacity is grown immensely thanks to Kansas City Public Schools, thanks to my staff for pushing me and our students for pushing me as well.
Dana makes a difference every day with her colleagues and her students and her families, her staff, with the work that she does in really diving into the curriculum, making sure that every teacher has the tools they need, that they're prepared, and really looking at the standards that are going to move students. But she does it in such a loving and kind way that it's not intimidating and you don't feel, threatened by it. You really can move through the work with her, and you know that she's going to be beside you every step of the way.
Children come to school every day, for many, many reasons. But they come, they come in, bright eyes, bushy tails, and eager to learn. But when they come into the office, they feel, and they make you feel as if you have the answers. There's nothing Dr. Kirksey can't do. In fact, one of the girls said to me, Dr. Kirksey, did you come here with the building? I said, no, I didn't come with the building. And so she said, well, did you go home? I said, I go home sometime. They think you're always here. And so, and they come in the office and they talk. And then at the end of the day, they can come back and say, Dr. Kirksey, you're the best old principal in the world. So I think that's the thing that keeps me going. So I would say the past year has been very difficult. It's been very difficult. And we had some concerns, we had some thoughts, but we were able to come together, as a unit, as a group. And I think the situation that we found ourselves in has really brought us closer together, as a team, knowing that together, we can make it work. When I first got out of Pittsburgh, I said, oh boy, I don't know if I want to go to school again. I think I'm kind of through. But you find out that education doesn't, it doesn't stop. So you're always striving to become better. Round and round we go, and where we stop, no one knows. So it's a eye opener. We're seeing that what we thought, was okay at that time. We're seeing that we had only just begun.
Working at Northeast Middle School has really been such a rewarding opportunity for me, and I'm so blessed that KCPS saw great things in me and allowed me to take over leading such an incredible team here at Northeast Middle School. And actually, we call ourselves the Titan family because we spend so much time together and work so hard to make sure we're successful for our kids. The resiliency of my scholars is what inspires me the most. To see what our scholars go through in the community, to see what our scholars sometimes go through at home, the smiles that come through the door, the positive outlooks that come through the door, my kids are incredible. When those light bulbs finally click on that new subject matter and they come running about what they've learned, when we have conversations at lunch, they just inspire me so much through everything that they bring to the table. Again, I don't know how I could have survived some of the things our scholars go through, but they come every day, they smile, they work hard. It's just the things, the growth, the opportunities that they have in front of them, and to know that I get to be a part of that path in turning their future into something bright. That's how they really inspire me every day.
And the winner of the Star Principal Award is Dana Carter. Congratulations, Dana.
At the charter schools, each school has a leader in addition to a principal. The finalists for school leader at a charter public school in Kansas City are Trisha DeGraff, Academy for Integrated Arts; Tara Haskins, Kansas City Girls Preparatory Academy; Dr. Carnist Mitchell, Lee A. Tolbert Community Academy.
What inspires me each day is two things. I will say my family inspires me the most, my mother and father. Just my father being in the military, traveled the world, but he always instilled in us that education is important, but so is serving your community. My mother is first generation in America. My grandmother immigrated from Honduras right before my mother was born, and my mother just reminds me of the importance of staying true to who you are and staying true to your culture. And the second thing that inspires me the most is actually these pictures right behind me. These are my former students, my former scholars who I've been honored to teach and who still are part of my life. They remind me each day of the growth and the importance of a school to nurture the growth of a child. Our scholars every day, when they smile in the hallway, when they ask me how I'm doing, when I watch them navigate challenges, when I watch them celebrate one another, when I watch them have sisterhood with a purpose, that is what wakes me up every morning. That is what inspires me to do this work, and that is what affirms that I'm walking in my purpose each day.
Tara's a great educator because she actually started as a teacher and she worked her way up in different roles along the way, and she's not even from Kansas City. She actually comes to us from Texas, and she's worked pretty much with girls her entire career in education. And so the fact that she understands the girls that we serve so well has been really something that stands out about her. She's actually very people-oriented and really cares about her staff and all of the students. And so it's something that has stood out with the time that I've worked with her. She is probably the 11th or 12th principal I've worked with closely in the last 5 years. And so just seeing how she moves very differently than the other educators in the past has been something that stands out about her. She's also very parent-centered, caregiver-centered, and so she really does put all of our families at the forefront when she makes decisions, which again really stands out when working with her so closely.
When I think about the impacts of the last year, I really reflect on just how important it is to work with a really strong team of individuals who are dedicated and committed. And I am so incredibly grateful to be able to work with a strong team of people. Everyone who I work with at Academy for Integrated Arts is very committed and dedicated and really focused on making sure that children have really great learning experiences. Our team really pulls together and the work is really hard. But what makes it easier is when you work with a team of people who are in it for the children and who will do whatever it takes to work together as a team to make sure children are having a great educational experience. And so I definitely have learned over the last year how important it is to have a strong team that I get to have the privilege of working with each and every day.
Aisha has over 20 years of experience working in education, and she understands what it means to teach the whole child. So she understands that using constructivist practices, really digging deep into social emotional learning, and looking into arts integration is how we connect students to the work that they do and helps them to be more self-aware so they can self-regulate. And when they have strong self-regulation, then they're able to accomplish so many other things, because that's such a foundational part of their education, is learning who they are and how to regulate their own emotions. And from there, she has ensured that the educators that are here are well equipped with arts integration tools, with social emotional learning tools, and she makes sure that we have the resources and support that we all need to be successful, so that we can then teach the whole child and meet their needs.
My time at Lee A. Talbert has been very rewarding. This is my second complete year here. It's been rewarding because I see the resiliency of our students. I see the resiliency of our staff who come to work, who come to school every day, all for the purpose of seeing our students and scholars achieve the best that they can. We're a small school, but to see everyone working together, that is the most rewarding thing, to see us all working together in unity. The teaching profession is critical because you actually have an opportunity to impact the lives of each student that you touch every single day. We all have good days, we all have bad days, but as an educator, you have an opportunity for the students that have been put in your charge to impact them with the learning that they need to be successful in the next grade and beyond. As an educator, you have the opportunity to inspire, to uplift, to encourage, to push. There's not a whole lot of professions that you get to do all of those things in one day. There's not a lot of professions that get the opportunity to, you're impacting everyone that you see. And so everyone that does anything in life, whatever their chosen field is, I can promise you have been impacted by an educator somewhere.
And what makes him such a great educator is his commitment to people in the process. He is really passionate about people being better, and really passionate about people getting it and making sure that he is taking care of people and their needs. So that is what makes him not just a good educator, but a good leader in education.
And the winner of the award for school leader at a charter public school is Tamara Haskins from Kansas City Girls Preparatory Academy. Congratulations, Tara. Congratulations to our winners. Of course, the work of a school leader is supported by a diverse and dedicated team of other administrators and administrative staff. These individuals provide day-to-day operational support, guidance, and instruction, and keep our schools running smoothly in every aspect. The qualities needed to excel in this work include level-headedness, approachability, and the ability to perform a wide range of functions. And we commend all finalists on their exceptional work and important role they play in creating a learning environment where students excel. The finalists for Exceptional Administrative Staff Member at a charter public school in Kansas City are Ryan Brennan, Citizens of the World; Courtney Minich, Kansas City International Academy; and Asha Moore, Academy for Integrated Arts.
Like most everybody else, this past year or two has been uncertain and chaotic and anxious and frustrating at not receiving the direction or guidance that we needed. But amidst all of that, a tremendous amount of commitment and dedication and hope. I've seen our team come together like nothing we've ever seen, and I'm sure that was common across schools across our city and our state. I think that outside of the family unit, teachers are the most influential people in a child's life. I think that a classroom and teachers are one of the first to encourage critical thinking, to challenge students to develop their own worldview. That's immensely impactful, whether you're in first grade or whether you're in 8th or in high school. And I love being a part of that change on an individual level. Seeing the commitment of our teachers and our team, how bought in they are, makes me want to show up at my best every day. So it's inspiring, and that moment was very profound for me.
Having Ryan as my wingman, my backup guy, was just absolutely something I can't say enough how much I deeply appreciated, and I can't express enough my gratitude to him for just being there every step of the way. When I think of Ryan, I mean, like I said, I mean, he's the heart and soul of Citizens of the World, and he's a resilient person just from jump. I mean, he's somebody who gets up every day, I feel like gets beaten down and then comes back the next day. So those are things that I would say that really makes him an outstanding school administrator.
The students and the teachers truly inspire me every day. At KCIA, we truly have the most passionate, caring, driven, and most dedicated teachers I've ever worked with. And the students are truly no different. They are so caring, hardworking, and committed to just becoming better little humans. And so many of our students at KCIA face challenges with either language or learning deficits or just uncertain family supports. And so that just makes our work as their teachers and their leaders essential for their success. And it's truly the driving force behind the work that we do every day. And truly for me, it's, as their assistant principal, it's an honor to work for them and with them every single day. I continue to put my teachers first so that they can put students first.
Courtney makes a big difference here every day at KCIA. She is the leader of our school's vision team. So she sets the expectations for behavior and for positive culture of learning with our students and our staff. She works with our families and other staff members to solve problems and to proactively handle discipline issues. And she makes classroom learning a priority by prioritizing her classroom observations and being a member of our school curriculum and instruction team. And she also pushes me to be a better principal by always asking me the hard questions and having just like a can-do problem solver attitude. But ultimately, I feel like it's the day-to-day work that we do together. She's always pushing for students to be the focus of everything we do, and she really models our school mission. She definitely is committed to excellence and inspires and empowers our students, which are from many diverse backgrounds.
Academy for Integrated Arts has rewarded me in so many different ways. I have grown tremendously as a professional. I know that it has helped me to be where I am today. I started off actually as a classroom teacher at Academy for Integrated Arts, and then moved into the Dean of Students role, and then now an assistant principal. For me, especially now being an administrator of a school, it's really important that I am coaching teachers to really, to the best of their ability, and be able to reach their potential, to be able to help students grow and learn as much as they can, because we know that students need an education to grow and be successful in life.
Asha makes a difference in so many different ways. I think that one of the ways in which Asha is making a difference most recently is she is very committed to restorative justice practices and thinking about ways to be creative when children are when they need extra support related to social emotional learning or behavior. She's very committed to figuring out what is the missing skill, what is the root cause, and what can we do to help support the student in developing either the problem solving or the skill building that needs to happen, so that the student can stay at school and stay involved in the classroom and be a part of the learning even when they need some extra support.
And the winner of the Exceptional Administrative Staff Member at a Charter Public School is Ryan Brennan from Citizens of the World Charter School. Congratulations, Ryan.
The finalists for the Star Assistant Principal Award from the Kansas City Public Schools are Lauren Amicrone, Melcher Elementary, Dr. LaJuan Johnson, Success at Anderson, and Melissa Zirkle, Lincoln Middle School.
You can't be a great assistant principal without great teachers. And so having teachers that were really willing to partner with me and work through some things, some of the initiatives that I brought to them, change is hard. And they were like, ooh, what is going on? But they came to me and we were able to talk through and plan together. And I think because we were so intentional with our time and our planning and really sat down and did the hard work together is why we had great outcomes for kids. And that's what we're here for. As an educator, you want your students to succeed at the highest level possible, and being on grade level and really changing the narrative of how we speak about them and how they speak of themselves in terms of seeing themselves as smart and worthy individuals is really important and exciting work. They deserve to have grade level content in front of them. They deserve to have access to all of the best resources and opportunities available. And the determination that we saw from our teachers coming every day to show up for students, and then our students' determination to not allow barriers to get the best of them, really inspires me to continue the work.
I love what I do. I love it with every fiber in my body. I do what I do because of hope. I believe assisting the babies have really fulfilled a journey in my life that I believe I've been called to do. So being able to work with students who have had challenges and has challenges make me think outside of the box, think about how I can instill in them the tools that they need to be successful in what we will call the real world. And seeing some of those students actually graduate is the highlight of the year, because some of them actually thought that they would never see that day, or their families would never see them graduate. And especially our male students, it was just outstanding to just even participate and get them to the goal line and watch them walk across that stage.
We actually get to teach kids how to achieve success academically, socially, emotionally, and we actually get to help them co-navigate that experience and co-steer the ship. I say co because we really do this together. In doing this together, we get to walk with students, and when we walk with students, we get to help them achieve together, and they get to win, we get to win, everyone wins, which makes my job so fun. I have been a KCPS employee for 10 years now. I was a teacher, I was a coach, and now I'm a vice principal. Part of me hasn't changed, right? Because at my core and my why, that remains consistent with, understanding that my why hasn't changed. It's become more refined and to continue to encompass even more experiences. So students deserve it all, and that's my job, that's our duty, and that's the expectation that we make it happen. And for myself, I continue to evolve. I continue to, unpack the conscious biases and circle back to assess if my actions match my why, which continues to help refine it. But in the end, I am the same me and driven by the same thing.
And the winner of the Star Assistant Schools, please forgive me. And the winner of the Star Assistant Principal Award is Lauren Amicone. Congratulations, Lauren. Congratulations to all of our winners in leadership categories. Our third category this evening recognizes exceptional star teachers in our schools. Thanks to our friends at Royals Charities, we are able to award 10 awards in this category this year. 5 teachers will be from Kansas City Public Schools and 5 teachers at public charter schools.
That's right. This evening, we are able to award $100,000 to classroom teachers throughout our city, and our award winners represent teachers in all grade levels and teachers from all subjects, including those outside of the core/tested curriculum. These awards recognize the incredible impact that our classroom teachers have on their students and the appreciation that our entire community has for their tireless work.
The role that our classroom educators play in the lives of our students and families is one that is often irreplaceable. For many students, a classroom teacher is often the person who introduces them to a career path, a hobby, or a resource at a critical time. At Kansas City Public Schools, our Educator Awards honor 2 incredible individuals, Marva Collins and Jaime Escalante. Marva Collins dedicated her life to education activism and transformed the lives of thousands of students. Jaime Escalante became famous for his work with high school math students, and his unorthodox approach to teaching positively impacted the lives of countless students that many considered unteachable. The finalists for the Star Teacher Award at a Kansas City public school are Andrew Carrero, Northeast High School. Donna Cox, Hartman Elementary. Laura Culp, Northeast Middle School. Kathy Dodd, James Elementary. Corey Jarrell, Lincoln College Preparatory Academy. Leanne Cruz, Hartman Elementary. Mason Meyer, East High School. Jennifer Tabobin, Pitcher Elementary.
Why do I do what I do? I was blessed to have a fabulous kindergarten teacher. I was one of those awkward and shy students, and I have some of those in my classroom. And because of that kindergarten teacher, the foundation that she created for me caused me to want to be a teacher. And I would like to be able to create a great foundation for some of my students to go on and do whatever, they're inspired to do. So I strive to be a safe place for my students. We stand in a gap to help our students keep from repeating the cycle that might lead them to poverty or other more difficult situations on a daily basis. And we do that by building a meaningful relationship with students. Students have to have teachers that care. We have to have that relationship.
Kathy is just a seasoned veteran teacher with 39 years of experience, and she's a wealth of knowledge. She's helpful to anybody who needs assistance. She's just a role model to so many of the other teachers. She makes sure she connects with each and every one of her kids. She takes their success very personal and does everything she can to ensure all of her students are successful, not just in the classroom, but in life also.
Teaching is just such a valuable job and vocation. I'm one of the rare teachers that left the classroom and came back to the classroom. I just found that even if I was able to help out a greater number of students, the day-to-day impact, the actual real rewarding feeling that you get inside the classroom, I was not getting. I think that's the part about teaching I love the most, is interacting with the students. I think any great teacher probably had great teachers themselves. When I was in school, I obviously had a lot of good teachers. The ones that I remember were the ones that talked to me like an adult, held me accountable. I could go to them for advice on different things on life, not just schoolwork, and passing on that love of learning that inspires me, the students, and seeing even a little bit of spark when they get to realize something, or when they're able to grow, and you see that growth throughout the year and of course over the 4 years. So I think I've gotten a lot better with being open with my students in terms of being authentic, showing my true self, and I feel like that's carried itself into the classroom. It's made the relationships a lot stronger, being transparent and being open and being myself. Feels like I'm not an imposter anymore. It feels like this is very authentic.
They come to school hungry, and I mean that literally and figuratively. So I keep lots of extra snacks in my classroom for my kiddos. Sometimes I make peanut butter jelly sandwiches, but they're also hungry to learn. Some of my kids are aware that they're behind, and they want to fix that before they go to middle school. And so we work hard. I meet with the kids individually to say, what are your plans? What are our goals? And we set that up together. I do a lot of extra, personalized homework packets, and it's not required. You want to work extra on the weekends, I'll let you. And then they get a bag of chips when they complete that kind of extra work. And it really helps them advance because it was their idea to, go after their education and have that kind of focus. Maybe a mistake you make in your first couple of years is you feel like to be in charge, you need to be the one talking, and that's not true at all. In fact, I feel like over the years, I'm doing less talking.
She understands the big picture of education, and that is, it isn't just covering sixth grade content. It's preparing the children for their future roles in society as adults. So what she does is she doesn't only just teach them what they need for sixth grade, she's helping them become better citizens in Kansas City. And I think it was all because of the care and the nurturing and the loving of Jennifer Collier.
Education is not just curriculum. Education is learning how to be a human being, social, emotional aspects of it, learning how to deal with real world situations. Our students' lives do not stop and start at the bell. Teachers go far beyond being just teachers, right? Teacher says that we're giving them curriculum. Education, though, goes far beyond that. So I'm fond of telling people that I'm not a teacher, I'm an educator. But it also shows them like what a positive relationship is like between them and an adult. And it models the relationships that they can have between each other and between them and the adults in their lives, or when they're adults with the youth around them. So it's one of those things where we set up generational change. We're teaching them and we're showing them how to have positive relationships, how to interact with the community in a positive way, so that they can go out and enact change in their lives, and hopefully they can fix a lot of the injustices that previous generations haven't been able to fix.
He makes a difference with the relationships. That is just born on, it is about relationships. Once again, building trust, making sure students have confidence in their abilities. This was a joy for him as being a teacher to be a part of their lives and bringing this experience and an opportunity to them.
I've learned more about myself, how to be a better teacher for my students. Teaching is a passion, and it comes from within. So I've had that passion for a long time to teach kids. First of all, you don't know the environment that they live in. And then when they come to school and they tell you, I've been here, or I saw this, or my uncle got killed, or somebody got killed, this happened right in front of me. The challenging thing is, what can I do so that when they leave that environment of home, I create a safe place? That's what's most important to me, is that they have a safe place with me, that I can introduce them to dance, I can introduce them to a sport, I can introduce them to music. The fine arts part will encourage the learning academic part. That's what teachers do in the Kansas City area. We have to introduce them to environments that are positive.
I told her one time, I said, you're a great leader. She says, no, I'm not. I said, yes. She said, why would you say that? I said, because I noticed that teachers come to you for, is it okay? Do you think I'm doing a great job? What makes Donna a great educator is that she also has a desire really to want to be the best. And she has that I can and I will attitude, and because she has the I can and I will attitude, her youngsters have that same attitude.
Schools are the heart of the community. Each day, teachers are providing to the youth a toolkit full of knowledge and skills. And with these tools, students have the possibility of a better future. When I'm in the classroom, I really do want to inspire children to do their best and reach their full potential, because life has many things to offer out there, and you should be out there enjoying all of them. With the great leadership and the staff up here at Hartman, I feel like I have stepped in to help make Hartman a home for all the people involved in our school system, students, parents, staff, the leadership. So I feel like I have really stepped in to, hey, this is our home and we want the best for everyone.
She started her career here at Hartman School, fresh out of college. And so when she came into the classroom, I'm telling you, Leanne thought she knew everything. She had all the answers. She knew just exactly what to do. But she came to me, I guess, towards the middle of the year, and she said, you know, Doc, I did very well in school. She said, but I don't think I know anything. And I said, you know what, Leanne, you know a lot. And she said, why would you say that? I said, because you have a desire, you know, to do even better.
That lesson in class, that little spark in my class of an understanding has the opportunity to ignite a greater flame. And I've had students go on to law school, and it's just so rewarding getting to see all these people from all over the world, kids from all over the world, but then families from all over the world, and education really can change their lives. And that is why I teach and will continue to teach here at East.
He had worked with his students to connect his students with local policymakers and also local police. These people were going to learn from our students about their experiences in the community. And I remember being in the room and our students shined. It blew all of these policymakers and police officers away. It blew them away. I was so proud that day of East High School, of our students, and of the teachers that we have here. We give our students an opportunity to shine, and there's no teacher at East that does that better than Mr. Meyer.
The youth in Kansas City and our school district are underrepresented throughout the country, and math is an equalizer. So it's very important to me that they see that math education can get them places and into positions where they are more represented and level the playing field. One of the ways that I'm different is that my hair is a lot grayer than it used to be. Another way that I am different is I have a lot more patience. I have a lot more understanding for the fact that there is a balance that we're all trying to strike in our lives, that we're trying to make sure that we are taking care of our families and taking care of what we need to do for work. And so I think that I've developed a lot of patience since I started teaching years ago.
Had the opportunity to work alongside Ms. Culp for 3 years now, and to watch the incredible commitment she has for her scholars. I love going into her classroom, the excitement that we see with the students and the engagement that she shows. I think the favorite part is when scholars are solving problems and they'll come up with an answer, and rather than just accepting the answer for what it is, she'll say, prove it to me, convince me.
And the winners of the Star Teacher Award are Andrew Carrero, Kathy Dodd, Jennifer Tobobin, Laura Culp, and Mason Meyer. Congratulations to all of our winners.
The finalists for the Star Teacher at a public charter school in Kansas City are Catherine Brown, Frontier School of Innovation; Nancy Jones, Frontier STEM High School; Sean Klippel, Gordon Parks; Amber Lucas, Frontier School of Innovation Middle School; Cameron May, Frontier School of Excellence. Shamar Moore, Kip KC. Kelly Ransom, University Academy. And Julian Vizzetti, the Ewing Marion Kaufman School.
Students at my school inspire me the most, just coming from the backgrounds that they have. So the different cultures, like I mentioned earlier, they have a high English language learner population, and we have a lot of students that come in with the high ACE scores. So their childhood experiences, just sometimes experiencing so much trauma, but then being able to come in every day, and even if sometimes they're rockier than others, they're willing to work with us. They're willing to show that they trust us and learn from us and teach us as well. We have to learn a lot from our students because some of them have experiences that we've never had before, and it can be very difficult to try and help someone when you haven't experienced that. So I think they inspire me the most just with their ability to overcome obstacles and their willingness to work through things. Because, you meet some people who just get stuck in that rut and they just can't get out of it. And our students just continue to fight. And they show us that they want to learn, they want to be here, even when it's difficult. But they overcome those challenges every day.
My favorite memory of Katie is probably something she doesn't even realize that she does. She brings her students in and she shares their shining moments with you when they've made an accomplishment, and just the look on her face and the look in her eyes as she's watching them show us what they've learned and what they can do now it's just priceless. And I'm sure she just doesn't even know that that's what the look is on her face, but it's like, the proud mama that this is what my baby can do now. And it's very inspiring to all of us.
When I first started teaching as a younger woman, my thought was, I want to be so embedded with my content knowledge in what I'm teaching, and I need to know all of the what questions and the what answers of life, and try to be a fountain of knowledge so that I can help the students learn. What I've really learned is that a good day for me in teaching is when my students teach me something, and that sounds odd, but what that means for me, that's my life motto, but I think it really is true that if they're teaching me something, that means that they are learning, and that's really a prime important value system. But I would really sincerely say essentially that I'm different because I'm not concentrating so much on the what. That's important for any course content so that students learn the content and they move on. But in their critical thinking, the skills that I really want them to have are the what and the how. Those are the questions. When they're working at that level, then they are doing what they need to do to have the skills for themselves. They're not looking to me for the what, they're looking to themselves for the answers.
And I can count a couple of things about her that makes her a great educator. One could be she's a master teacher in her subject area. So she exhibits expertise in the subject she is teaching, and also still spends adequate time on preparation and planning as well. And she presents the material in an enthusiastic manner and does it every day. Every single day is the same thing for her. And also she has a strong relationship with the students. She really cares about them. She always makes herself available, even after school or during weekend too. So she works more than expected.
I think about all the ways that our city is moving forward and advancing and growing. I think about a developing infrastructure. I think of our city as a leader in technology and in engineering. I also think about all the areas of growth that we face as a city. A historically ignored eastern half that disproportionately affects Black and Brown families, state legislation that perpetuates harm towards LGBTQ plus learners. The teaching profession in Kansas City, I think, is so critical because it really is this generation that will pick up where we leave off and that will advocate for progress and equity. They will be critical to providing solutions to the problems that we currently face. And I have a lot of faith in our future, but I know that it takes dedicated educators to create those opportunities for young people, even if it's just letting them know and reassuring them of their own potential and possibilities. Working at Gordon Parks, I'm given the space and support that I need to develop into the kind of educator that I think will best support my students. I've been allowed to develop and test and evolve a pedagogy based on my unique passions and interests and talents, allowing me to stay passionate about teaching. That's really what's been so rewarding about working at Gordon Parks.
One of the things that makes Sean such a great educator is he has that rare quality to make sure every single student in his class learns. There is no student left behind. They all make great progress. He creates that fear of missing out with everything he does. So his kids are at school every single day. They can't wait to be here and can't wait to learn what's next.
Honestly, they inspire me daily, inspire me to be a better person, a better teacher. They inspire me to never lose my inner child. Benefits of teaching fourth grade, still elementary, but still, getting old enough. They inspire me to be resilient, especially the ones who come from hard living situations that I personally, as an adult, could never imagine living through. I am always learning and trying to improve myself. If a lesson did not go well, I'll reteach it the day after, make notes to improve on it for next year. Maybe there's a time I raise my voice a little too much at a student. I will go back to them, apologize for it. The students learn from us because we are the role models, but I also learn from them.
There's several ways that she's a fantastic educator, and I'll start with the culture in her classroom. As soon as you walk into her room specifically, and this is not specific to fourth grade, it is certainly not specific to this school, but it's specific to Miss Lucas, and the culture of her classroom is very, very welcoming. It's very supportive. It's very open. Miss Lucas gives so much respect and autonomy to her students that they can grow and they can model what she's doing because they're given a unique situation where they have the freedom to express themselves. They know what the expectations are, and those are consistent. But her classroom culture, just from the very start, whenever you first walk in, is supportive. It's very calming. It's very quiet. Her class, when it is rowdy, is not like the other classes when they are rowdy. And I think that just speaks volumes of her students' respect for her.
It's funny because I will say when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, teaching was never on the list. I did a lot of other things before I came to teaching. I switched careers in my 30s and decided, this teaching thing would be cool. And I still wasn't 100% sure about it until I had my own classroom. Like even student teaching, I wasn't sure, but I had my own classroom. And that made me go, oh no, this is what I was meant to do. And I think part of it is because I teach a subject that I love. So since I teach social studies, that gives me a lot of variety. And I wake up every day knowing that I get to share my love of learning and my excitement for something with my students. And a lot of times they'll come in excited about stuff too. And I feel like building and having that like safe and caring communication and learning community really makes me want to keep continuing to do it. By this time in the year, I've got students who came in and they're like, oh, I heard this on the news. And now I'm excited because that means they're paying attention to their world, and we can talk about it, and I can be there for them, and we can discuss how they feel.
She just always goes above and beyond her duty. You know, she'll sacrifice her planning time or her lunch time to go above and spend extra time with the students that's having difficulty with academics, or it may not even be academics, it may be something personal going on in that student's life, you know. So she's just available for the students 24/7. I think if it's another word, she goes probably 3 or 4 notches above passion.
I call it edutainment. I wear a head mic and I have a speaker that flashes lights, and I sing and I dance and I rap and I chant, because that's who I am. Being an entertainer is who I am. So I just teach through that entertainment pathway, and I call it edutainment because education should be entertaining. My mother never had entertainment in front of me that did not feed my mind, my body, or my spirit. And nothing you do should be empty like that. I'm extraordinary, yes, but so are you. And I'm here to give you the tools to just be your authentic self at whatever you're doing. You see yourself as average right now, but you are extraordinary. And this is what I try to teach students and staff.
My favorite memory about Shamara was a time when we were doing parent-teacher conferences. And when we had gone through all of the information about grades and everything, and the grades were fine, she actually spoke to my daughter's potential. Not just like what she knew that she could do. She spoke to her as like she spoke to her spirit, meaning she said she had excellence in her and that she expected that excellence to show up all the time, and there was no reason why she should bring anything less than that to the table, because it didn't serve the people, the students around her, to see her be less than who she was.
So when I think about that, like we have this anthem in our class and we say, doctor, engineer, lawyer, architect, or scientist, choose your dream career and work your heart out going after it, right? So when we think about like the work landscape right now, I know some doctors who aren't the kindest people, right? I know a lot of good doctors, but I also know some doctors who aren't the most caring. They might be very skilled in what they do, but how do patients feel when they walk into the office? I know lawyers who are really good at what they do, but are they always equitable? Are they always focusing on justice, right? I know some judges, who get the work done, but are you looking at life and people from an equity lens, right? So by planting that now within the hearts and spirits of my students, alongside the support of parents and the school, right? That's how we change our world. That's how we get to a more equitable, a more loving, a more passionate world where we've got skilled folks, right? Skilled workers, but we've also got brothers and sisters keepers.
Kelly Ransom is not only a great educator, she's an incredible educator. She has enthusiasm that is unbelievable. This year, she has taught a 2nd and 3rd grade virtual class, and when you walk in, she's teaching just as she would if there were a room full of students, yet she's talking to a camera. Her level of engagement that she's able to get with students for virtual is absolutely incredible. Her energy, her drive, her infinite belief that students can do all things is just a handful of reasons that she's an incredible educator.
Well, I remember when I first decided I wanted to be a teacher, I thought I just melded the two things I was really good at, talking and history. And then as I actually started teaching, there's like, I don't know the way to put it. I guess the way to put it is I don't think there's anything else I could do that would make me feel the way when a kid gets something, or when a kid looks at you and like tells you how much you have helped them, or the feeling of watching a kid graduate that you have poured hours and days and years into, because it is a tangible evidence that you've affected people. And as humans, we're social. We love to help people, and there's no other feeling like it, and the ability to do that every day. I mean, you know, everyone's had days where it's like really tough, where you feel like I can't do it anymore. But then you have that moment, and it just brings it brings it all back every single time.
I think it's hard to push it down into one word or one thing about Julian, because I actually think he embodies a lot of traits that make up a good teacher and a good leader. But I would try and synthesize it down to one word, which is passion. Julian is passionate in literally every part of his day and every part of his job. He makes studying for vocabulary the most exciting things kids have ever done. He loves to learn new things. He loves to get feedback and get better and practice. And he has a true passion to help people get wherever it is they want to be. He doesn't have a set prescribed view of people's futures, but he is as excited for every single person's individuality. And that includes the people he works with, the students that he teaches, the future students he has. Former students come back to him all the time for advice and support, because he's just so passionate about what he does and the people that he works for.
And the winners of the award for Star Teacher are Catherine Brown, Frontier School of Innovation. Sean Klippel, Gordon Parks. Nancy Jones, Frontier STEM High School. Shamara Moore, KIPP KC. And Kelly Ransom, University Academy. Congratulations to our winners. At this point in the evening, we would like to recognize staff members in our schools who work in support roles. These roles include secretaries, paraprofessionals, custodians, bookkeepers, and more. Daily, these individuals go above and beyond to serve the students, staff, and families in their schools. Their tireless efforts and commitment to their school communities lend to a positive climate and culture in their buildings and help the schools to run smoothly and efficiently.
Thanks to the Royals Charities, we have been able to expand these awards, and this evening we will be giving 6 awards in this category. These awards represent those that are the backbones of our schools, often the first faces of our students see in the morning and the last faces they see in the evening. The impact of these individuals cannot be overstated, and we are thankful to them.
The finalists for Supporting Star at a public charter school are Michael Carroll, Gordon Parks; Jennifer Jones, Genesis School; Brad Sweeten, Kansas City International Academy; Jerry Seipert, KIPP KC; Nikisha Thatcher, University Academy; and Jan Thomas, Hogan Preparatory Academy.
I am so motivated to have our kids be successful and to make them feel like they are valued and appreciated every day. My motivation is to keep them in the classroom because that's why they're here. So as a nurse, I assess them to make sure that they're well enough to be here, and then I hurry up and get them back into class. I focus on their wellness and I let them know that they're important to me, but I also let them know that it's very important that they be in class getting the most they can from their education. And the entire East High School community has come together, and we have all worked so hard together as a village to keep everyone healthy, safe, and here. And it's been a challenge, but we've succeeded, and it's evident in our graduating class, in all of our kids being in class, and they are successful and they are thriving.
What makes Nurse Rose such a great nurse is that she combines a deep knowledge and expertise for how to be an excellent school nurse with a level of care and empathy for students and staff that, in my experience in schools, is unmatched. Nurse Rose makes a huge difference at East High School. She has essentially kept our school running. She has kept us going in the midst of all of this, and she's done it in such a calm manner where we all feel like everything is okay. Nurse Rose has got us. She's taking care of us. And I know that's a heavy burden for her. She's carried that burden so well. And I don't know what we would have done without Nurse Rose as the lead nurse in our building this past school year.
I could say that it's the kids, and I could say that it's, like a past teacher that I had, or even my own parents, but honestly, I would have to say what inspires me is watching the people around me every single day. Here at the school, I see parents attempting to raise a child and maintain a job, or I see grandparents who are tired, but they are now raising their grandchildren. Or I see these resilient children rising above the trauma that they have had in their lives. And not even to mention the teachers that I work with who inspire me, because we come and we give our all every single day, even though we ourselves, we have our own stories that we come to school with, our own burdens that we have to rise above, but we need to check it at the door in order to make sure that we are there for the teacher or for the families of Gordon Parks. I think that's the important point, is to always remember that we all have a story in the background. And so whenever I see people, even if it's in public, I'm reminded of that, and it reminds me that there is positivity in this world. Sometimes you have to look for it.
Michael is a tremendous educator because he does everything with his heart.
when it is all personal for him. It isn't this is the checks and balances, or this is the process and procedure, but he's constantly thinking and reflecting and taking each individual student, each individual staff member, everything he needs, and really trying to find that personal connection with them and how he can make them grow, how he can grow himself, and make the situation or make the academic gains for those babies that much better.
Inspires my career every day is being able to help others. Just the joy of being able to help others. When you go into this field, you don't go into it for money or handouts. You go into it because it's a passion, and it's a passion of mine. So being able to provide resources, provide support, build a rapport with the families and the students and our communities. That's what keeps me going every day, is to see our smiling faces and being able to know that I've made a difference in their lives. I've been at Genesis School about 5 school years now. It's been a very rewarding experience, just being able to give back to the kids, give back to the community, and be able to see all the hard work that we do every day and that is making a difference in our students for their future. So it's been very beneficial, just uplifting, and it's just a joy and a pleasure to do each and every day.
It's just amazing to watch the difference she makes on children's faces who don't have, like legitimately don't have. And once she gets word that they don't have, it's no longer an issue, and she's been doing it. Like, this is her year of recognition. That's just how I feel. But she's been doing it for so long that you know, it's beyond me how the emotion she puts forth, the resources, the time.
23 years ago when I started as a teacher, I thought strong academics was going to carry me through, and I would evoke all of this knowledge on kids. And I found out quickly that it was the relationships that meant more to a kid, and the best way to get a kid to learn was to have a relationship developed with them, no matter the background of those students. I've taught in urban schools my whole life, or my whole career, and those kids want to know you care. They want to know you love them. And boy, that academic piece that I thought was so important at first really doesn't happen until later. But when you reach those kids and they know, if you say you love them every day, you know, on day one, they're not going to believe it. But if you start telling kids that you love them and you keep it up day after day after day, they start believing, and they know that you care. And that's when learning can really happen.
As an educator and as a person, he opens up our building every day, and then on his own goes out in the parking lot and helps supervise, and teachers come into the building so that they feel safe and welcome. So, anything for children, he would give his last dime to a child that was in need. So, there's many things that make Brad a great educator, but he has the biggest heart of any human being I know.
My time at KIPP has rewarded me by just getting to meet a lot of good teachers, a lot of great kids. Just building relationships with the kids. Being that Michael gave me a chance to coach, I was able to build separate relationships with the athletes, and that has helped me as far as my day job being the janitor. Kids give me more respect with me being their coach, and I mean it's just a fun place to work.
Because he's very active with our kids, very active with our staff, strong in relationships. Jerry has a relationship with everyone here at KIPP KC. As I mentioned earlier, Jerry is also a basketball coach here, but his ability to truly be a servant first, to serve our kids, to go above and beyond for our kids, to take kids home after practice, to feed kids on some days. And that is not required of Jerry, but Jerry go outside the business hour of the schools to make sure that he's serving our kids and putting our kids first. And so that is the biggest thing. And I'll say the second thing is his ability to build really strong relationships with our staff. Everyone here at KIPP KC loves Jerry because he's always putting a smile on everyone's face. And so his presence is truly known here at KIPP KC.
Looking back now, compare myself from when I started 14 years ago versus now. So 14 years ago, I was 21 when I started here. I was, young, and I would say I've learned so much. I've learned so much from the staff and even the students here. I've learned so much. And I'm talking about as small as like Google Docs and stuff like that, and just learning how to work with people and just different things. But I would say academically, mentally, physically, I've grown as a person, just in overall, and even just seeing how things changed around here within the past 14 years, and just see the school grow within the past 14 years. It just amazes me. It amazes me. And again, I put my child through here, and just to see her and everybody else grow, it just amazes me. And I just see like a lot of change within myself, just looking back from when I started.
Thatcher is the difference. It's not even a matter of her making a difference. She literally is the difference within any school that I've worked in because of every single thing that she can do. She is the most well-oiled machine that I have ever seen within a school setting. She is definitely the front of house. She is the matriarch of our school. And then that matriarch piece also goes to what she does for our kids and our teachers. She literally is the listening ear to everyone. She literally is the hairstylist. You have a kid coming in off the bus looking like they haven't slept in days, because unfortunately COVID has really done a number on a lot of our families, and all she does is just wrap them up, gets them ready, and shoots them off to class. So saying she makes a difference, no, she's the consistent difference that the kids get to have and the staff get to have too here at UA.
I've had a variety of jobs throughout my lifetime, and at every job I've learned something, and I've often wondered, why have I been able to learn so much at different things? And then I realized when I got to Hogan, it was for Hogan, because Hogan is my assignment. This is where I'm supposed to be, where I can make a difference in working with families and students to be able to ensure that our kids are successful. Because at the end of the day, if our kids are successful, then as a system, we haven't helped them. And so this is my assignment. So everything that I've learned, I've been able to bring to Hogan and put into practice to work with our families. It's rewarding because you get to see the successes. You get to share in the families, whether it's a success, whether it's a struggle, whatever they're going through. I get to share in that and help them get past it or help them just cope with it. And that's where the reward is, knowing that I have made a difference and that I am making a difference and that they appreciate the work that I do.
She truly just tackles all issues with enthusiasm and an upbeat personality, and it's reflected in how our families and students respond to her. And so what makes her such a great educator is that from the role that she sits in, she is imperative and so important to meeting the needs of our families and meeting the needs of our students that really help them be situated in a place that allows education to really give them what they need and pour into them.
The winners for Supporting Star Award are Brad Sweeten, Kansas City International Academy, Jerry Seibert, KIPP KC, and Janice Thomas from Hogan Preparatory Academy. Again, congratulations to all our winners.
Thank you so much, Imani, for sharing with us the charter school nominees. Now we are going to address the finalists for supporting cast at a Kansas City public school. And those are Rose Anversecond Sampson, East High School; Pamela Douglas, Pitcher Elementary; Mikhail Jones, Faxon Elementary; Gertrude Trudy Price, Carver Elementary; Yvonne Russell, Kansas City Virtual Academy; and Valerie Ziegler, Wheatley Elementary.
I am so motivated to have our kids be successful and to make them feel like they are valued and appreciated every day. My motivation is to keep them in the classroom because that's why they're here. So as a nurse, I assess them to make sure that they're well enough to be here, and then I hurry up and get them back into class. I focus on their wellness and I let them know that they're important to me, but I also let them know that it's very important that they be in class getting the most they can from their education. And the entire East High School community has come together, and we have all worked so hard together as a village to keep everyone healthy, safe, and here. And it's been a challenge, but we've succeeded, and it's evident in our graduating class, in all of our kids being in class, and they are successful and they are thriving.
What makes Nurse Rose such a great nurse is that she combines a deep knowledge and expertise for how to be an excellent school nurse with a level of care and empathy for students and staff that, in my experience in schools, is unmatched. Nurse Rose makes a huge difference at East High School. She has essentially kept our school running. She has kept us going in the midst of all of this, and she's done it in such a calm manner where we all feel like everything is okay. Nurse Rose has got us. She's taking care of us. And I know that's a heavy burden for her. She's carried that burden so well. And I don't know what we would have done without Nurse Rose as the lead nurse in our building this past school year.
If there was ever a time that we need education, now is the time. It's crucial because the kids have been away from us for so long, even though it was 2 years, but it seems like it's longer, and the kids have lost out, and they need us. I figure they need me so I can help them, or try to help them, to encourage them to do their best. I started way back in the early 80s, I guess, and it has changed since then. Things are different. We have technology, and so I've learned a lot, along the way, and I learned a lot more from the children, and with the iPhones and everything. So it's been rewarding. It's been rewarding. Not only have I learned academically, but just life within life itself. Some things are not just really taught at school, but listen to the children's conversation and hearing what they're going through at home and putting it all together. It has made a life change with me. Because children come in with a lot of baggage, but you didn't think it was that much. But just letting them know that someone is here and care for them and care that they do their best here at school.
Pam is more than a great educator. She is highly skilled education-wise, but she is what you would call a consummate professional and somebody who truly loves, nurtures, and works with kids. The difference is the caring, the nurturing, the concept of it's a bigger picture than just academics, that you're truly helping children learn and grow, the taking care of the kids. And I've been at this for more than 25 years. I've seen a lot of wonderful educators, but Pam really is at the top. Even though her title is paraprofessional, she's a teacher by all definitions.
Spending time with children and just having conversations about life, not just education, just about life skills, teaching them life skills, teaching them about feelings and emotions, and knowing that I can make a change for these children. That's just something that I love to do. And I felt like when I was growing up, that was something that I needed. So that's why I feel like it's beneficial towards these children. That's why I do it. As far as gives me celebration, I have a group of students here I call VIPs, and I do something for them like twice a month. Sometimes every other day. It can be random, but just having that celebration for those VIP students is everything for me as well. That's what gives me joy. The teaching professional is critical in this area. I grew up in this area, and just growing up, I know it's a stigma that says that our test scores is lower, or we're not learning as much as any other areas. And I wanted to change that outlook, because that's what a lot of people think and they really don't know. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I just feel like it's important and critical to continue to build that and improve that, so we won't have that stigma in this area that the metro or the urban area test scores are low, or the students really not learning, because that's not true. But that's why I like to put the emphasis on the education.
What makes Mr. Jones a wonderful restorative justice coordinator is his attitude. It's quite infectious. His motto is, "It's a good day for a good day," and he always says it with a giant smile on his face. So my favorite memory of Mr. Jones is walking down the hallway, and I ran into him supporting one of our students that was struggling with some really big emotions, and he was making that student laugh and smile, which is something he needed right then. I knew right then that he was the right person for our students at Faxton Elementary.
I have seen so much tragedy in our city with young people, and I just believe that if we had more teachers that would give 100% of what they do, not just a job, but it's a ministry for me. I want children to know that you are somebody, and I try to tell my children that every day. Look in the mirror when you get up in the morning and say to yourself, I am somebody. I may not look like everybody, but I am somebody. I may not talk like everybody, but I am somebody. And I want them to grow up with that in their mind, that they are somebody regardless of who they are. I want my children to realize, regardless of who they are, where they come from, that you are somebody and you can be whatever you want to be in life. But you start out early in life learning these principles and values from your teachers to let you know that you are very special to them.
I think, though, the most important memory that stands out to me about Trudy Price is when I go down to that cafeteria, whether it's when she's with Link kids or when she's with our kids at lunch, she's always trying to teach them, and she's playing trivia games with them, but the trivia is not really trivia, it's important things they need to know in life. And or she's just quizzing them about things, having little games, having fun, and the kids are interacting, they're excited, they're raising their hands, and they can't wait to give their answers. And she just creates that atmosphere where kids are enjoying school and enjoying what they're doing.
For the past 2 years. It is rewarding in the sense that you see kids that want to be successful in the platform. We're a program that works K through 12, so we've graduated students. It's always great to see the students graduate and make it across the finish line. What inspires me in my career is to, of course, make a difference with the students, with the families that are wanting something different than the traditional classroom setting versus doing the virtual setting. What inspires me day to day is coming in and actually assisting someone and knowing genuinely that I helped them out.
Yvonne is a great educator because she knows every single family inside and out. She knows every student, she knows what their needs are, she knows how to address them and work with them. She can take a situation where a family might not be happy about and really just de-escalate it and explain it in such a way that the family is definitely understanding and ready to move forward with the next steps. And she just takes the complex and makes it simple.
I've been at Wheatley for 9 years. It's been rewarding to work at a school where I get to see the kids grow up, starting at kindergarten and leaving once they get to 6th grade, and getting to know the families and siblings and just watch the kids grow and blossom into great kids. What inspires me to be a nurse is just working with the kids at school and the staff members as well and the families. I do what I do because I really like helping people and caring for people. I think it's the best of both worlds, working in an education setting, but getting to be a nurse and provide health care in the school setting. I think school nursing in general is critical for the youth in Kansas City because some of the kids might not see a doctor any other time, and they use the school nurse as a healthcare provider sometimes. I think it's helpful that every single school in our district has a nurse, and we can provide healthcare and help manage chronic health conditions and be in the building to support the kids that might not otherwise see a doctor or a dentist.
Overall, Valerie just has a lot of passion and dedication for her job. And as we went into COVID, certainly that was unknown times, and just her dedication and diligence to ensuring that all of the policies and protocols and tracing were taken care of. She was instrumental in ensuring that our students were healthy and safe, as well as our entire school during that time. I mean, she really was our kind of go-to person for everything. Other nurses were calling her, everyone was asking her questions, so she really was a huge part of ensuring everything went well. And the students love to just go in and talk with her. There's times I'll just walk by and her office is full of students that she's just talking with about different things. things. So I think that I love that she just has that passion as well to really care for our kids.
Parks Elementary, the care team is there to help. Using a variety of social and emotional learning tools, the team meets students where they are, helping them to excel, even when facing unbelievable challenges. The care team uses a self-assessment practice to help students engage in their own mental and behavioral health, dramatically improving students' ability to self-regulate and remain in their classrooms. The social and emotional health of our students is necessary to learning, and we applaud this innovative team for the work that they are doing. Next, we recognize the FACE team at the Kansas City International Academy. FACE stands for Family and Community Engagement Team, led by Jennifer Wilson, Director of Student Services. This innovative team provides physical resources, health resources, and family engagement and academic programming. The team strives to remove barriers to learning and establish ongoing two-way communications with both students and their families. Because KCIA has a large international population, all communication is translated for multiple languages, making sure that all our families are heard and able to access the many support systems the school offers.
When recognizing work done by teams in Kansas City Public Schools, we would like to acknowledge two problem-solving teams that have gone above and beyond in service to our schools. All of our campuses went above and beyond in serving our students and families during a very challenging season. When determining the team award recipients, the winners were selected because of their ability to create systems and processes to ensure that they were supporting students, families, and teachers in meaningful ways. These teams actively tended to both the social-emotional and the academic needs of their students and created strong infrastructures of support so that their students could excel. The winners of the team awards are Trailwoods Elementary, Principal Leah Starr. Northeast Middle School, Principal Brett Schreier.
As this evening's celebrations draw to a close, we would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our winners as well as the finalists in each category. We always receive many nominees for every award, and choosing a list of finalists and ultimately a winner is a task that we take very seriously. It is no exaggeration to say that without all of the educators that we have in our city, our schools would not be able to produce the levels of success that we do.
That's right, Imani. These awards really are a moment for all of us to pause and reflect on the levels of excellence that we are so fortunate to see on a daily basis. Living and working here in Kansas City, I am proud to meet the exceptional educators that I do as part of my work. It has been an honor to be a part of this evening's ceremony, and I have enjoyed co-presenting these awards with you as we work together to serve all students in Kansas City.
I agree, Sharnissa. While the work that we do as individuals is important and impactful, it is the work that we do together for our students and for our schools that is the difference maker in success for our kids. I have appreciated the chance to be a part of the awards tonight and would like to pass it back to Angelique for final remarks.
Sharnissa and Imani, thank you so much for being our hosts for this evening. Before we close our night, we want to join together and celebrate all of our nominees and award winners with one final round of applause. Please show your appreciation for our winners, finalists, and all educators across our city who work tirelessly for students in our schools. Finalists, please stop by the front as you leave for a gift of appreciation. And for our winners, please meet by the elevator so we can gather to pick up your award. What an amazing night and such powerful stories represented in these awards. To all of our educators, School Smart KC, Royals Charities, Kansas City Public Schools, and the Missouri Charter Public School Association would like to say a huge thank you for supporting our youth in their learning journey. And to everyone who joined us this evening, thank you for supporting our Kansas City educators and support staff. Have a wonderful evening and good night.
Good night.